So let's start off with the main topic of the day, which is the new Mortal Kombat trailer that dropped last week, and there is a lot to unpack. I literally broke down this trailer and literally got a lot from it. I actually really enjoyed the trailer. It has some good imagery, some good designs as far as the characters go and everything else. The CG look like it needs to be worked on a little bit more. The movie doesn't come out until I believe April. So they have a little bit more time to tweak the CG or whatever, if that the case being. But as far as what's inside the trailer, let's go ahead and dive right into it because it's a lot. So first off, we got Jax and Sub-Zero literally meeting up against each other. We got narration from Sonya, who is basically giving information about them tracking Sub-Zero because he's a person of interest in some way or another, that basically to where they cross paths. And you see Jax and Sub-Zero meeting up, where Jax literally shoots at Sub-Zero and he literally freezes it while it's shooting, so you see parts of the bullet coming out, and then Sub-Zero just kind of looks at it like kind of twisted, like he's Michael Myers or whatnot. And so Sub-Zero is in this movie the reason why Jax loses his arms, which I believe originally is Ermac who does it with his telekinetic powers. But then also you got Cole Young, which I'm not even going to get into it within this within this review. But the new character created for the movie, Cole Young, is a person who is marked with the Mortal Kombat dragon symbol, and we are told within the trailer that it's basically an invitation to Mortal Kombat. So I'm curious to see how they, do it with all the other participants. And like I said, Sonya all throughout the trailer is literally narrating exposition on everything that we need to know. So Cole more than likely is a person that's representation of the audience, to where when he's getting, information, we're getting the information. So more than likely that's his reason. But in any case, the first scene of Scorpion is just dope as hell, as he is in a fight with other people, I guess, that's coming into his home. So he's defending his home. And this is before he's actually become, before he actually becomes Sub-Zero. I'm not Sub-Zero, but Scorpion. And he's just Hanzo. And it literally is a gruesome ass meetup. And then you got Raiden and Shang Tsung meeting up, possibly looking like in the same place, either where Jax and Sub-Zero meet at, or it's the same place that Sub-Zero and Scorpion have their fight within the movie or whatnot. And just from this trailer, you can tell that it's bloody, gory, violent, just literally like it should be. Not to, the game, level, because more than likely that'd be an MC-16, but it's bloody enough, more than what the 1995 movie was. Sonya and Kato are fighting in the desert. Then you get a not so flattering shot. I ain't gonna say flattering, but not so great shot of Raiden and his attire. I don't know, it stood out to me because it looks like cosplay. It's not the best, so I don't know, maybe I'll feel different with a new trailer or once I see the movie. But as far as the look that we got of Raiden and his close-up in this trailer, he just looks like a person that's playing cosplay of Raiden, and not a great cosplay. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then I do like the look of Jack's arms or whatnot. Also, we got Scorpion being covered in his Hellfire, which has a very hard resemblance to his look in the game, and I do like that. That was one of the best shots of the trailer. Then there's a shot of Melina. Actually, you got a few shots. You got her walking, basically you see the back of her just walking in this wasteland, which I think is Outworld or something like that. And then you got another scene of her licking her weapon or whatnot, more than likely after a kill. Then you got a statue of Shao Kahn, who looks like he just pulled straight from the game. So if this movie carries on to a sequel, I want to see how they come forth with his imagery and who plays him, and if it's going to look exactly like how that statue looked or whatnot. And then you got some creature coming down from the ceiling. at the place that Sonya is at. Then you got another shot where, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, but you got Liu Kang making a dragon out of fire, and maybe at some point he does an animality fatality. Maybe not. I'm hoping to see that. Then you have a shot of Noob Saibot, which at first I thought it could be either Noob Saibot or Smoke, but in looking at the character listings, or the actors under the actor who's playing Sub-Zero, it also gets him listed as Noob Saibot. So more than likely in this movie, not to give any spoilers, but it's in the continuity of the game. More than likely, he dies at some point and comes back as Noob Saibot. But yeah, so we got that, and there is a shot of Goro, all CG, jumping at somebody who looks like it could be Cole Young. Maybe some type of transformation Cole Young has in the thing where his whole torso is covered in like metal or something, some type of gold or whatever, because there's two shots where it looks like he's covered in that. So I don't know. It's not really too much given about his power skills or whatever, or whatever the hell. But that's what it looks like. Also, there is a showdown that we see between Scorpion and Sub-Zero in their full Sub-Zero and Scorpion outfits, just looking badass in the fight, just looking badass. And then I've heard like people talk about the whole "I'm Sub-Zero" sounding kind of corny, which I believe is more of like Scorpion, but like beyond, and then he was like, "No, I am Sub-Zero." That's what I kind of figure what comes from that, the context of that scene, or why he says I am Sub-Zero. So I don't have a problem with that. But Sub-Zero does this cold shit where he cuts Scorpion, and as the blood flies up in the air, he freezes it, and kind of like, a sharp piece, brings it down and cuts him. And then he literally makes an ice wall and throws Scorpion through it. And of course, up in there, you're going to have Scorpion's signature "Get over here" as he shoots out his weapon and whatnot. And both of them look like they might be fighting up in Cole's gym, because there's a scene of Cole in a cage fight. But then also where they're fighting at, it looks like there's that cage right there. So at some point or another, we're going to find them in that area or whatnot. And then after the sequence of Shang Tsung screaming fan service, finish him, you got a whole bunch of, it's followed with like a whole bunch of like gory scenes, gory kills and everything else. And then you get to the thing where Kano looks like he is just stabbing, he's like going into the body of some type of lizard creature, maybe reptile, maybe just some random ass creature or whatever, pulls out the heart and says Kano wins and blah blah blah, like in a corny type of fashion, but you can expect that from a character like Kano. But one thing I did notice, that it looks like it's in the same place that Sonya was early on in the trailer. So at some point, Kano finds himself in that same place, and that creature could be the same creature coming down from the ceiling when Sonya, was looking at her board of everything and explaining everything to Cole or whatnot at some point. So more than likely, those two scenes are connected together, as well as you notice that Kano has no metal faceplate up in this movie or whatever, or at least in the trailer. Maybe he gets it in the movie, we don't know, but he doesn't have that. But in one point of the trailer, he does shoot out a laser. So at some point he may end up getting it, or they might just play it off as that's just a power that he has, which I can see that not sitting well with a lot of people. But also, speaking of Kano, there is a shot of him standing with the rest of the good guys, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Jax or whatnot, and Raiden is like hitting his staff and causing electricity. More than likely he's teleporting them or showing them something or whatnot. But you see him standing with him, so I feel like they're more than likely going the route of, Kano is, a anti-hero instead of a villain, which that may not sit with a lot of people. So I hope that they do, bring, when they when they wrote, Kano up in this movie, hopefully that they do him justice and make him more like how he's supposed to be. Because I don't know if this is gonna work out if he's an anti-hero instead of a just badass villain. And I feel like he is one of the best villains in the Mortal Kombat, like storyline. But also, I looked up in that scene, and you can see Katana's fan is visible within that same scene, and with Katana not being listed, more than likely she's not in this movie or in any type of case. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused off of that, but whatever the case is, maybe there's a good reason why she wasn't up in this movie. And one thing that I did not like about this trailer was that it does show one spoiler about the movie, and it's in the trailer. It is in the trailer. So I'm gonna give it. So if you don't want to hear it, maybe fast forward just some seconds or whatever. But you can clearly see within the last scenes of all the gory stuff after Finish Him happens that Sonya kills Melina by shooting her with some type of blast. And I'm just like, why would they show that? Why would they show that in this trailer? It just really just takes a lot of it away. That we know that she does die now, that she doesn't carry on to a next film if there is another film. But in any case, as far as the trailer goes, it did surpass my expectations. I wasn't really looking forward to this movie. It wasn't really too impressed by the cast and character, listing and whatnot. But after seeing this trailer, it got my expectations and my hype level a little bit higher than what it was, because it was just like down here. I wasn't too excited to really see this movie, but it looks like they're doing something good, but it also has a B movie feeling to it. Not really, or I ain't gonna say B movie, but a low budget, straight to VOD type, movie feeling to it. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint. Hopefully it's at least good enough to have some enjoyment. Hopefully this isn't one of those movies where it's like, damn, why did they make this? Because it is a first time director for a, full length feature film. And I hope that, everything is done right. I really do. Because Mortal Kombat, I really do love it. I'm not like one of those big, huge fans of it, but I really do hope that they execute it in a way that it needs to be executed, because I would really love to see more sequels to Mortal Kombat being made and more of the lore being put out and whatever. Just no more crazy new characters like Cole Young. Just pull the characters from what we got. And that's it.